Oh, where do I begin? Oh, right, I should begin with the beginning of this film. Yes, I realize I'm shirtless right now, but this was one of... Oh god, this is almost like a repeat of Dragon Ball Evolution. Oh my god. This is something else, I tell you. Not only was the acting at the very start of the film bad, but a lot of things were missing. And by a lot, I mean a lot. They referenced Ishvala, Ishvalans once in the entire damn film. Scar never made an appearance. By the way, we're starting off with spoilers. Last half will be spoiler free. But anyways, Scar wasn't even there. And then there was a lot of other missing. What is the show? It's Full Metal Alchemist. This is the live action one that they just put out on Netflix. I have nothing nice to say about it. They're missing a lot of stuff in this entire thing. They're missing characters, they're missing locations. Certain scenes are out of sequence from the source material. And then they have other things that happen that actually aren't supposed to happen for a long time. What's it about? Full Metal Alchemist is about two brothers. The original concept of the two brothers was to bring their mother back to life after she died from an unknown illness. Now, the only way to do this was using the alchemy that their father left behind. Now, Al, when he was a kid, was loving and caring and had a body. Well, after they bring back what they thought was their mother, wasn't, Al lost his body and his soul. Edward, in a valiant effort to get it back, put him inside of a suit of armor, using his own blood to bond it. But in this film, it skips a lot of stuff, and then they waste film going back and rehashing what they forgot to add in the first place. So overall, it just feels like it was incomplete from start to finish, from them missing stuff. Soundtrack cues not actually happening when they should have. And then you have other stuff that's out of sequence, like the deaths. And then you have stuff that never actually happened, so it's like, what kind of universe is this? Now, if you haven't watched the original series, you might actually like this film. It's entirely in subtitles, which sucks, but whatever. People that watch the original Japanese version wouldn't really care. Anyways, so you have that. It's entirely in subtitles. There's a lot of characters missing. There's bad acting in it. And then you have stuff that happened where characters were looking confused when they were supposed to be being struck in the face. Prime example is the first scene with Edward punching. We should all know who made the chimeras, but anyways, he was punching him in the face repeatedly. The actor who was playing said asshole was pretty much just standing there taking it and not giving a shit. Then they finally started editing it, making it look like he had been hit, but you could clearly see when the arm came across, nothing was happening. Actor didn't move his head, didn't flinch, didn't do nothing. Absolutely nothing happened. But, anyways, let's skip into spoiler-free area. Should you watch this film? I don't recommend it. Was this film any good? I don't recommend it. Was the acting really that bad? I don't recommend it. Was the soundtrack bad? There wasn't really one, so can't really tell you. Was the visual effects somewhat bad? It was decent in spots, but they used too much CGI near the end of the film where it just looked stupid. Reminded me of Star Wars, the Clone Wars. Not kind of bad. So, I don't understand what the hell was with this film. It was so hyped up in the beginning. I actually finished watching the original series. And then you're looking at this and you're going, they went and jumped from non-canon to canon to non-canon, back to canon, and then finished off non-canon. Now the part that really stumped me is there was only 3 characters that looked like they should have throughout the entire frickin' film. Alphonse is one of them. Next one is Gluttony, and then you have Maze Hughes. Literally the only characters that actually looked like they should have. Everybody else literally looked misplaced. And if you're a fan of the original series and don't want me to spoil this for you, it's kind of hard, because chances are you're going to be really pissed off with this because you're going to look at the source material and going to say, well, this kind of reminds me of exactly how Death Note turned out. Alternate reality flip. Now, based on if I didn't know what it was, I would still say the acting was bad. Did most of it make sense? It somewhat made sense. There was a lot of stuff that they added in which didn't really interest anyone or any certain characters. And the visual effects, they were good in some spots, but worse in others. Now, the part that really bothered me, since I know the source material, is the fact of they took some of the source material, they used it, and then they edited it to the point where it's no longer considered what it should be. We were all expecting it to be good. Well, half the characters that should have been utilized in the film were MIA. And it was bad. Just bad. But I'm going to skip to the overall ending review of it. I have to rate this film, since I know what the source material was, a 5.4. It's bad. It's really, really bad. Now, if I didn't know what it was, it would be a 6.2. But considering I knew what it was, it's not that high. It's not the worst film I've ever seen. It's definitely far from the best film I've ever seen. And it just has moments that are stupid. No Scar, no Ishvalans, no Ishvala. You're missing half the damn homunculi. Fuhrer King Bradley wasn't mentioned once, neither was Scar. And then they had scenes that were switching from dark to light to light to dark to light to dark to dark to light consistently throughout the film, and it overall made the experience worse because you knew that they were shooting in an alley, but then all of a sudden you get this ray of sun in the middle of the film that would seem misplaced. And then all of a sudden it went from being dark out to not even dawning to emphasizing that they spent at least 3 hours staring at somebody not move, trying to make a decision. Then it comes back. Then all of a sudden, oh, here comes the light. And it's like, no. It's bad. Just bad. And Maze Hughes didn't even have a daughter in the damn film. Never mentioned her once, because daughter never existed. And that's the main cliche about that entire character, and it never existed, so I'm staring at it going, why? I realize you're trying to stray from the original to make it your own, just like they did with Death Note, but Death Note did a better job of that than you guys did with this. This one was just a complete cluster of people going, I don't know, just wing it. And then you had characters that didn't look like the character they were supposed to be. And then characters that had the wrong hair color. Oh my word, man. I'm just ending this here because I can't